Amy's first one in. Way to go, Amy. Then Demon Slayer. Wayne saying his goodnights as y'all are coming on in. Heather. Kitty.
Oh, I'm so happy to see you, Kitty. I was wondering. T's in here.
Autumn.
Maker.
Yo, Off Grid Nation in the house.
Ain't seen
you in here in a while, bro.
Glad to see you, man. Hey, Karen. Christine Bannerman. That's a new one. I don't recognize that name. Hey, Sherry. What's up?
Hey, Tommy, how close are you to Advance, North Carolina? Advance, whatever. Advance, North Kakalaki.
Dolores Palladino, that's a new one.
Sup, Ricky?
Sup, Tawana? Cliffy. Evening from Ohio, where the big deer is high.
I don't even know who that guy is.
I don't either, but it's funny.
It is funny.
Sapper in the house.
Well, the reason why I ask...
More than a little.
The reason why I asked Tommy is because we're headed up that way on the 17th. My parents live up there, and so we're going up there that weekend to do Christmas with them. Oh. And I thought if you were anywhere close, maybe we could meet up for coffee or something.
Christine Bannerman said that she's from, hey, Claire, she's from Australia. Oh. So that's cool. Eric Hess, we got a couple new names in here.
Awesome sauce.
Very cool. Nikki Lindorfer, that's one I've seen a couple of times.
Hey, Claire.
Teresa said, Jason Wayne was such a gentleman, he didn't put you in kitty jail. How quick you forget, Teresa, he insulted women and their way of telling directions and reading directions, but you and I both know they won't stop to ask for them either.
You know,
I don't know why they even use the GPS. Not like they're going to listen to it anyway.
You know,
what?
I mean, I don't know if that was really, Wayne wasn't really being insulting as more as truth speaking.
Why?
Do you not remember our first huge fight we had as a young married couple?
Why are you bringing up old stuff?
Because you want to bring up about women with directions.
You may have to drive by me to get there. Okay.
All right, cool. Maybe we can stop and have coffee, y'all.
Hey, Felicia.
Now, see, I thought we weren't allowed to say that anymore.
She said it.
I know. But I mean...
I know, that's why Jason was left alone. He just had to bring it up.
Hi from Maine. I so want to visit Maine during the trapping season.
And if we do get lost, we'll stop and ask. Y'all just don't even
Y'all can't help but get
Hey,
lost.
Mama! I'm so glad Mama's in here.
You were reading the map upside down.
Quake Lake, I sent you an email. And are you talking about for oils? That's what I sent it. I promise you I sent an email last night.
Sup, Dutch?
Lance Prowse.
Hello? You and your mom and your dad when we Skyped. How quickly we forget. Full spectrum. I just spit all over my computer.
77 or 85. I
think it's 77.
I don't remember.
Well, no, wait a minute. We go up 85, past Greenville, and then we do hop on 77 at some point.
Right.
So we're taking both.
I don't know. It don't listen to him on directions. He's not the one that navigates.
What's up, J Noel?
Hey, John. What's up?
Hey, John. I need a gravy recipe.
Sorry, bad memory. Hey, Brad. Talby. Ricky's in here.
Ricky. Quake Lake.
Quake Lake used to be YouTubers. They changed their name.
Ah, okay.
Hello there, Mr. Jason.
Go for green in the house. Well, it's going to be hard. gonna be hard for me to do my thing.
Just ask Robin.
All right, Tommy, we'll hook up. That's cool. That's gonna be awesome. I'm super stoked to see. We've got to make that happen.
I sent a very naughty text to my wife. I got a phone call a few minutes later. It's a black guy wanting to know more about my text. Apparently, you have to be very careful when texting numbers.
Family show. Okay, so we got to make that happen.
Okay, sounds good to me.
I mean, we got to meet Brad. I want to meet Tommy now.
Perfect.
Okay.
I had a friend at work that had something very similar actually happen to her. She was, she was actually, we're sitting at work, just minding her own business, and she got this text. And
Okay, stop. Hi, Tanya. Since you said we don't love you anymore, how are you doing this evening, Tanya? Did you have a very good Thanksgiving?
Tanya.
Okay, it's 8:05. So I can do it now?
Sure, go ahead.
Are you sure? I can do it now. I can do it now? Okay.
You're funny.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Homestead Network is proud to bring to you the live stream champions of the world. I'm the big bear. She's the mama bear. We are the Big Bear Homestead.
I think I'm imagining things.
What?
Because I swear I sent them an email.
You're a slacker.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, see? So, tacos. All right, so what do we have going on here on our beloved homestead? We are sick as a dog. That's why I'm huffing peppermint. We came home from Ohio sick.
No, we didn't come home sick. It was a few days later.
No, we're blaming Ohio.
No, I'm not blaming Ohio.
I think we got it from Wayne.
No.
I think Wayne got
You
us
can
sick.
try that crap all you want.
I think Wayne got us sick. I think he put something in the coffee I was drinking up there at John's house. He's...
Ray is awesome. I'm waiting for the day that Robin pushes him hard enough he falls out of his chair.
So...
No, basically what happened is I think there was just so much going on.
I think between the traveling and and everything,
stress of the holidays,
yeah.
The weather
and it was
change.
very and I don't know if you guys know this or understand this, but it was extremely stressful for me to leave my homestead because this is my safe zone. This is my comfort zone. I know if you
Yankee germs.
if anything was to happen, God forbid anything was to happen, I know I got it covered here. When we went all the way to Ohio.
Right. Now we had people coming and checking.
Yeah, but
it's not.
But if anything would have happened,
yeah, we'd have been.
I kind of would have been out of my element. I didn't know where any deer trails were up there. I didn't know where any beaver ponds were up there. I didn't know where any water sources were up there. And to some people, you're probably thinking, why the crap does that even matter? But that is something that I stress out about. I'm not even going to talk about how many overpasses that we had to go under or tunnels freaking tunnels. Do you know that we had to go through tunnels between here in Georgia to Ohio?
Yes.
We had to go, what, 3 tunnels? Wasn't it 3?
Something like that, yeah.
3 tunnels. Why do I have to go through a tunnel?
They're called mountains.
They're called go around the mountain. We don't have to go through the mountain.
Man, you sound like the old going on a bear hunt story. Can't go over it. Can't go under it. Gotta go through it.
No, Teresa, I know how to spot the trail. It's just the problem is I already know everything about my area.
Right. Hate leaving my home also. This is my safe place. Exactly. And I'll tell you, even when we got back home, the very first thing we did, Jason walked the entire property in the dark. Well, at the front part of the property. And then
I went to the back.
Blaze went to the back. You didn't go all the way to the back.
Yes, I did.
Okay. But put eyes on everybody, made sure everything was okay.
Did I get claustrophobic? No. But do you know overpasses and tunnels, how dangerous they are? They're like an ambush heaven.
We were talking about this on the way up to J. Knowles because there was a lot of places that were pinch points that, because we rode up in one vehicle to save gas to go up to J. Knowles. And while we were up there, it was funny because it was like Jason would get all tensed up and Brad and mostly Krista and Claire and didn't really understand why. And so Jason had to kind of explain that. So.
And I had to tell him, I said, look, if the crap ever hit the fan and you were trying to make it to our place, you're trying to make it to Tommy's place or something, every one of these overpasses, when you go under it, you need to be all the way on one side. But by the time you come out the other side, you better be all the way on the other one.
Bridges, yeah. There you go. Yep. Teresa said my daughter was hit by a rock slide off the mountain a few ago.
Mm-hmm.
Still have the battle mind. You never lose it.
I think there's going to be an insomnia club tonight, Mama. So.
Y'all making me dizzy. Not even going to try to keep up with the chat.
So, well, we came back from Ohio. We got this little bug going around the house. So it's been.
It's been smelling like a pizza. And a pizza and a cinnamon broom in the house for the last couple of days.
We've been diffusing On Guard. We've been putting the oregano on the bottom of the feet. We've been taking eucalyptus baths, doing everything. Carol got hit the hardest.
Where did we get that awesome dog? Right around the corner, actually.
And then it hit Mama, and now it's hitting me. But it didn't hit Mama as hard as it hit Carol, and it's not hitting me as hard as it hit.
You better speak for yourself. It didn't hit Mama as bad as it hit Carol.
And
Carol had something different.
No, it's all been the same thing. Okay. Our trapping season started on the 1st of December. The very first day, we were all pretty much sick as a dog, and it was pouring.
Right.
So there was no sense in going to put any traps out because all the bait would have washed away.
Right.
So I got traps out yesterday, and we went and checked them this morning, and whammo, we only got one possum.
But Carol, it was so funny because Carol walked up on that possum this morning. She was so happy, she was in tears. I've never seen that girl so happy that she was like crying. She was so happy. It was so funny.
So we got the possum. He's drying right now because he was close to the swamp edge. So he'll probably get skinned either tomorrow or first thing Monday morning.
Right.
And Monday, because tomorrow's our day of rest, so Monday we
Go back
will
out. Yeah.
go to the other side of the pond where there's a bunch of coon sign, and we're going to put out a lot of coon and muskrat traps. And then this week we'll be adding more coon, more muskrat, and we're also going to add some beaver traps. I'm kind of trying to hold off on this beaver because there's this lady in town. Well, really, she's over in Hartwell. She's supposed to be giving me a call because she's got beavers in her pond or something.
Right.
And I told her I'd come snatch them in the beginning of trapping season to give me a call back then. And so I'm kind of waiting on her call before I put any beaver traps out, because I'd like to go over to her pond and put a hurting on them real quick in 2 or 3 days, and then get out of here and come back to here.
Danny's waiting for that raccoon.
Well, see, I got a plan for Danny's coon. I think I'm gonna film from trap to Danny's hand. If we can work it out, I'd like to drive down there and hand deliver that thing. I think
We got to get tires first.
I know.
I'm about to start a tire fund.
Krista's
hey,
in the
Krista.
house.
How do you keep squirrels away from the house?
Shoot 'em.
22.
Trap them. Rob, if you go to my predator control on the Homestead video, there's one about squirrels, and I cover excluding your house to how to keep them out of the house. A lot of it is hardware cloth, flashing, and stuff like that. Yes, Nikki, traps are different for different animals, and the bait is different. For example, I don't use any bait when I'm trapping muskrat or beaver or otter. I catch them mostly in blind sets where I'm trapping on a crossover on a dam. And I'm going to put it on Danny like a crown. I'm going to be like, ha, ha, ha.
Danny wanted to know, are you going to touch my head? Krista, to answer your question, no, I'm not feeling better yet. Where did we get the awesome dog we brought up to J Knowles? Okay.
I was talking about something.
Well, finish, because she's asked that question twice.
Okay.
So go ahead.
And so with the beavers, muskrats, and otters, I'm doing what they call blind sets. Now, mostly those are 110 conibears, 330 conibears, Duke number 4s, maybe and a number 1. Now, for a coyote, it's straight on the land. I'm using bait, I'm using lure, and I'm using the MB550s. I used to use the Victor 1.75, and then I found the MB550, and I basically never looked back. The MB550 is a awesome trap.
You know what was cool, that video that you watched today? He really broke it down. I mean, we already knew all that stuff, but it was really cool how he broke down the differences between the cheapy trap that you can get at the hardware store versus those 550s. They are monsters.
The MB550 is pretty much ready to go straight out of the box.
I mean, like, literally.
Yeah.
You could take it out of the box and use it.
And you can use the MB550. You can use it for bobcat, coyote. You can use it for fox. You can probably even use it for maybe a small wolf, something like that. With your coons and possums, I'm using straight coon cuffs. Now you do use a cat food type lure with them, and I catch them all day long. Skunks, on the other hand, now with raccoons, I'm using a dry cat food, but with skunks, I'm using more of a cage trap, and I'm using the meat cat food in a can. So I hope that answers your question for you. But yeah, it's not the same trap for everybody. You can get away with using one trap for a couple of people, but you do have to make the sets different. You've got to depending on not, well, like with coyote, you want to have them opened up, or where if you're trapping for a fox, you kind of want to crouch him in.
Right. Okay,
So.
you have a couple questions. First one is, where do we get the dog from?
Yonder.
A breeder.
Well, they weren't really a breeder.
Well, yeah, kind of.
He can't be a breeder.
She
He's
wasn't
not
like a... She
Apollo's a
wasn't
mudblood, so he can't be a breeder.
Well, but, okay, everything.
So...
Then the other question was, Claire wanted to know, what do you do with the coyotes when you trap them?
Well...
And then another question was,
Well, with the coyotes, we dispatch them, we skin them out, and then I'll take their meat and everything that's left, and I usually give it to the black soldier flies, and they turn all of that into compost.
Right. So the other thing was, there was Mama from Old Ways said that, she found a new way to catch snakes, and she didn't even need a pizza box. She just ran it over with her car.
That'll work.
Do you dye or leave them rusty?
I dye my traps. I dye them with black walnut hulls. I use the black walnuts. And next Saturday, that's what I'm going to tell everybody. Starting next weekend, we are going to, every Saturday, I'm going to put out a trapping video where I'm going to cover that whole week. Like this very first one next Saturday, I'm going to cover dyeing and waxing the traps, and then you guys are going to go with us on our trap line. And then the following week, I'm probably going to skin something. Oh, fishers.
You had to say that. Kitty, I've been seeing what you're posting. I'm just glad to see you here.
Fishers. That is so on my bucket list.
Yeah,
I want to catch a fisher. But anyway. And then the following week, we'll probably cook something with one of our catches. And then every Sunday, Mama is going to put out some type of a cooking video. I think next Sunday we're going to be putting out a pumpkin roll. So she's going to make her pumpkin roll where she really rolls it. She doesn't make a cookie.
He's always gone. He's not in here.
Just saying, John. So that's what we're going to do. Y'all are going to come this trapping season. Y'all are going to walk the trap line with us every week and see what we get and see what we do with it, and
right.
Take some things from critter to creation, whatever it is that we're going to create.
So Lori from I Wear Aprons says they're having a lot of fishers too. The only thing around here that coyotes eat is lead.
Yeah. Coyotes are they're beefing up their numbers around here, and it's time. Like when I first moved up here, they were really bad. In my first trapping season, I was on a roll. The next two, not so much.
Sherry said that she was surprised I'm sharing my pumpkin roll. Well, you know, I had so many people ask about it that I decided it's not really worth holding on to. And I mean, out of all the people that are in here right now, I know the ones that are active in the chat, almost half of them have asked me at some point or another to do that. So, anyway.
All right, Nikki, just got your first trapping license this year. That is awesome. Well, Nikki, what do you want to catch? What is the one thing that your for this your first trapping season that you just feel like you just gotta catch?
Sherry said they were fighting over my pumpkin roll at a church dinner. That's true, they were. Suburban, we have coyotes yipping in the back. We can hear them every night. So we know we have them. And tell them about the tracks you've been seeing. Well, they already know if they've been watching your hunting stuff. But
I got a bobcat on my property.
And we've seen the
Yep.
The tracks are pretty big. Anita, I'll be able to help you with that. That's one thing I'm pretty good at, is being able to roll it.
See, here in Georgia, the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah. Almost to the beginning of January, usually.
Yeah. I can't really put out a lot of land sets because this is like our monsoon time. It seems like anytime
we have no rain.
The
end of the summertime. And
anything trying to eat my chickens.
Yep.
All right, Nikki, go to our Predator Control on the Homestead series and take a gander at those. That should be able to give you help getting started. I also have some old videos on how to set a dirt hole set and a flat set up there. I'm going to end up redoing them this year with the MB550s. So,
all right.
Any chance of a chicken and dumpling recipe?
You got one before that. What do you do with rabbit pelts?
Well, we're going to be making stuff with all of our pelts.
Yeah. Hurricane season. Yeah, it seems like it around here.
Yep. Fox is a good catch. Raccoon, armadillos are easy. Skunks are easy. Possums are easy. And feral cats are stupid easy.
We don't like them.
I hope you put a bullet in every one of those feral cats.
Sherry called palmetto pretzel. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Sherry going way back. So where's your good hat?
It's in there. Coyote question. When they yip wildly all together, are they on the hunt or to get a kill? They are locating. Most of the time, if I know which one if I'm hearing what you're putting down with what you're asking, most of the time they're trying to locate. They're missing somebody out of their pack.
Somnia Club. Well, we're going to do one tonight, Kitty. So, seems like there's a lot because we were out for a while now, so it seems like there's a lot people need to catch up on. So, what do you do with possum?
Okay. First of all, we skin the possum. Possum fur, to me, possum fur is probably the second.
It's really soft.
How do I say this?
Hey, Brenda.
If you were going to rate all of the fur bearers in order of which ones are the prettiest, to me, possum is number 2.
Who's number 1?
The skunk.
Yes. I agree.
Now, the best recipe ever for possum, I'm fixing to give it to you. I'm going to give you guys a minute. Get a piece of paper and a pencil. If you're adventurous, I'm telling you, you fix the possum this way. You will thank me forever. It will change your outlook. So, everybody just give me your hands up when y'all got your pencil and paper out, because it's very simple. We can go over it right here. No, Amy, it may sound gross, but I'm telling you. Best thing you'll ever eat. Well, maybe not best thing, but. Alright, Demon Slayer's got hers up. Alright. You don't know what you're missing, Pooper Scooper. You've ate worse.
I ain't eating no possum.
Alright. You got your possum. You got him skinned.
2 fire trucks count.
You got to take a lot of the fat off. Okay? Just go ahead and fillet a lot of that fat off. Now, you can render that fat if you want to. Okay? Go ahead and take the head, the feet, and the tails off. Okay? Now, you got his cavity, right? Because you got all of his organs and stuff out. Take that cavity. Pack it full of fruit. Apples, oranges, pineapple, any type of fruit you like, mango, kiwi, any of it. Pack it up there. Get him in that deep dish pan like you use for turkey, and put him on that rack.
Roasting pan.
The roasting pan. Boom. Take some garlic, butter, little salt, little pepper. Paint it all over the possum. Put the lid on it. Stick him in the oven, 375 for about 3 to 4 hours. Let him bake good. You pull him out, he should be a decent brownish color. Okay? Take him out. Open up his cavity. Take all of the fruit and stuff that you had in there. Put that on your plate. Take the possum carcass, throw it away. There you go.
In other words,
Don't eat possum.
It's gross.
Yeah. I've never had possum cooked. Well, I don't know.
I'm drinking your tea.
So, but it looked like Deep South said they had a recipe.
No, it said it was melted in your mouth, just not my mouth.
Yeah.
Throw it away and eat the pot.
Yeah.
Farmer Mima wanted to know what bait would lure a possum to a trap.
You can catch a possum with anything.
Just eat a bird. No, he was just joking. You're so ridiculous.
Meemaw, I've caught possums in cages with nothing in them. They'll just walk in there because they are curious. But some of the best things to use for possum is sardines, a honey bun.
Yeah, we do have a can of possum.
What else do we use for possum? Cat food.
Whatever we have,
Yeah.
basically. It's like using a worm to catch a fish.
Yep.
It's not target specific.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you got a possum problem, it's very simple.
Sherry. She's picking on everybody because not everybody's liking her.
Hey, you leave my sister alone.
She's so funny. She said 31 slackers. I love you, Sherry.
Now, Teresa Dean, she's right. Frog legs are good, but it does take a lot. Yeah.
You had me for a while there.
See, I want to go on a coyote hunt and call them and pull out an old AR and pop them. But you know, their hide can trim out so many things so nicely.
That one that we caught today.
That
the possum.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful black color.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, most of the time you see them, they're like gray. And this one is like dark black. Like, because when we first walked up on the trap, I just saw the backside. And I didn't see the tail. And the first thing I thought was, oh crap, please tell me we didn't somehow catch a skunk. Because I really didn't want to be around for that.
Possums get in the yard when I go out and they run up a tree. I just shoot them out of the tree.
That's a pretty good forest impression.
And Mama said life is like a box of chocolates.
Pooper Scooper said you could kill all the coyote you want around here, Jason.
See, I enjoy trapping them. And this is why. Okay?
They're a little bit of a challenge.
It's a battle of wits.
Yes.
Okay, everybody thinks, well, you're just taking this trap, you're going out there and you're putting it in the ground and things are going to walk by and you're going to step on it. No.
Not with a coyote.
It is a chess game. Well, it's not that way with anything with a nose.
Yeah.
It's a chess game. And every trapping season, you learn something new. A critter will show you something different every time. See, these critters... They have personalities just like me, Pooper Scooper, Dutch,
Right.
Tommy, we all have our different personalities. Well, coyotes, for example, they have their alpha, they have their beta, and then they have their pecking order.
Right.
So they have different personalities that goes with that pack.
Right.
So the alpha is usually the toughest, the strongest, and the most intelligent one of the pack. And trust me, you know when you caught the alpha.
Oh my gosh, yes. And you know when you catch
The beta.
a submissive, like
Yep.
you can really tell.
Because when you catch a submissive coyote, you can walk right up to that trap, and he's going to hunker
Yeah,
down
he squats down.
and back up, and
he
he's
puts
going to
his
be
head down.
all like this. He's going to be kind of all back up like this, hunkering away from you.
Yeah.
And you've got to work to put that choke stick on him. Now, the alpha, he's going to have his paw that's up in the trap.
Yeah.
He's going to be
Pulling.
yanking on it. He's going to be snarling. He's going to be barking at you. And he's going to lunge at you.
Oh yeah.
You know?
And you're gonna have that full catch circle around him, because he is gonna be trying everything he can to get out of dodge. And one cool thing that I saw you do that I didn't know anything about trapping when we first started dating, but I watched you set a trap, and then you set traps all the way around it, and I was like, what is he doing? What is he wasting his time? Because why would he even put one in the middle if he's gonna put them all the way around? And if I remember correctly, the way you explained it to me was that if you caught the alpha, the other ones would start to come in, and you might catch a second or third catch just because you've caught one. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, so what she said, can you turn that down a little bit? It is hot in here. What I did with the set that she's talking about is I had an old deer carcass, and I just stuck it up underneath a log. And I used the log as my backing, and I made my one set there. And then I went around at different distances and made what they call flat sets or blind sets. And why I did that is just a straight biology of the coyote in the pack. The first, what they'll do was when they don't just come straight up to the carcass, so they just don't come straight up to that dirt hole. They will circle it, and they'll look, and they start out really wide, and then they start coming in. And so you start catching them, like catch one over here, bam, in the blind set. And then his buddies jump back a little bit, and then they start working their way back in.
Right.
And then the next one up, bam, you catch him again. You'd make a big set like that, especially if you're going up to an old gut pile from a hunting club and stuff like that. Right. I love it when a hunting club calls me.
Oh, yeah.
Because I said, I'll be there the very first day after deer season, and just take me to your gut pile.
Because we don't have to worry about season on coyotes if you're doing it for a nuisance. So.
And I will circle that gut pile in traps. I'll go 10 yards out and start working my way in.
What happens to the coyotes after they're caught?
They get hung on the wall. Yep, there's a lot that you don't see.
That's right.
You know, but look, I'm also going to break this out to you. There are...
Oh my God. Go ahead, just keep going.
There are a bigger problem in rural areas now as predators that's not the coyote. It's the domesticated dog.
Well, that's what I think Teresa said. She said they're interbreeding.
Yep.
And those are so dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And explain that.
We've had a couple of Georgia trappers get mauled and killed by packs of feral domesticated dogs.
Right.
Because see, these dogs are no longer afraid of people.
Buckrun.
They're used to that interaction, so they know
to trust people, come
they're
up
not,
to people.
they're not really afraid of us.
them. Right.
So you're a trapper and you're coming out of a beaver pond and you got 3 or 4 beavers with you and you're pulling them out. Next thing you know, you see an old lab staring you down. But what you don't see is this pack of his buddies that have now circled around you and outflanked you.
Right.
So here in Georgia, dog, no collar, you shoot them. They encourage you to drop them.
Because they're dangerous.
Yep. But
we're not for killing dogs. It's just these feral dogs that are now, it's just out of control because people will come around and they will just drop them off.
Mm-hmm.
Have you started seeing coy wolf?
Yes.
Yeah, we have.
We've seen it up close and personal.
Do you use a cover set when you trap?
Yeah. I wear my rubber boots, and if I'm land trapping, I put down a knee pad, and then I use my waders and wear my gloves. But I don't purposely put on any cover scent. No, but I am very scent cautious when I'm trapping. If there was another one on there. Do we have muskrats in our area? Yes. Not as many as I would like, but yes, we do have them.
Yes. They would see my lead in their eye. Yeah.
Yep. But, I mean, it's just one of those things that... But, yeah, the coy wolf, as a matter of fact, they can't prove it anymore. Anyway, they don't know if the one that I caught 2 years ago that you guys see, that I put the picture out every once in a while on my Facebook page of me holding that, if it's a coy wolf, or if it's a red wolf, or if it's just a very large coyote.
It was huge.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost as long as you are tall.
Mm-hmm. So.
Don't make me sing muskrat again.
Will dogs lure your dogs off, especially in heat? Yes, they will.
Wild dogs.
Wild dogs will lure your dog off, yes.
Yes. Leg traps.
The foothold traps are legal here. We have a size restriction, Meemaw. But they are still legal here. Otters, yeah. I will come to you to get the otters.
Yeah. That's another one with a great pelt. It's not the dog's fault they get dumped, but I understand protecting your own. Yeah, I mean, nobody wants to do that. But when it's either you or the dog or your children or the dog, that's when it's a problem. There's Wayne.
Wayne in the house.
I'm assuming he made it home safe. He said he might not make it because he had to drive. Sweet.
Hi, Brandy.
Hey, Brandy.
Yeah, see, Brandy's husband is one that I every year I gotta try. I keep trying to hook up with him, but things never work out. But he's got a great big gut pile for me to go trap around to get the coyotes.
Sweet little otters.
There ain't nothing sweet about an otter. If you have a pond and you're trying to stock that pond just to be able to fish with your children or grandchildren, and you have an otter come in there and you spent hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars getting that pond right,
stock it up,
and getting it all stocked with bluegill, bass, catfish, brim, that otter, one otter can wipe out an entire pond within a week.
Amanda's in here. How did I miss that Amanda was in here? She's been quiet this whole time.
She's been quiet. Love you too, Jack.
I'd sit back and drink a beer. Anyway.
Hey, sugar mama.
I was wondering where she was.
Yeah, otters are an extremely vicious predator. They have an appetite that's just what's that word Blaze uses? Vivacious?
Oh, I was going to say insatiable, but voracious.
Voracious. Yeah. Your coyote pelts aren't nearly as good or prime as ours because you don't have a cold enough weather.
Thank you for rubbing it in our face.
Yeah, just make fun of me some more.
Our deer aren't big enough because it gets too warm here, and our animal fur is not good enough because it gets too warm here.
I know, that's why I want to move somewhere.
But I'll tell you what, I don't have nearly as much problem with my arthritis.
Yeah, it would be a good show. So.
Oh, Sipley's going to bed, I guess.
I think she's feeling better. I'm so happy for that.
Yeah. I think a little bit at a time.
Yep.
I need more education on animals.
Amy, you just need to come down and hang out with us for a little while. We'll educate you quick. So, but, yeah.
So rain. We've had rain.
Yes.
And it's actually...
It's raining now. / kind of maybe sleeting a little.
I don't think it's cold enough to be sleeting. But it sounds like it.
I did my Rob. I started trapping in Virginia. My my grandfather. He's the one who taught me everything about the woods. I'll never forget when he was literally on his deathbed. He was in the hospital, and he was having a good moment at that time. And Robin asked him, because Robin was feeling very uneasy because Blaze was very young. And she was kind of uneasy about me taking Blaze into the woods. So I don't know if it was her asking out of curiosity or if she was thinking that the old man was going to set me straight. But she said, Papaw, when did you start taking Jason into the woods to hunt and trap and fish?
Because I was curious. I mean, my son was like 6, 7 years old going out with these big metal things that would close in, and either it was a lethal trap or it was grabbing somebody's foot, and I was just, it bothered me.
And he looked her dead in the eye, and he said the moment he could hold on to my boot and not let go.
And he was flat out truthful, honest about that. Like, he was like, as soon as he could hold on to my boot and not let go, he was out there with me.
No.
So... Cockeyed said, "Stop stealing my woofer. Amy and her son are all mine."
And where was I going with that? What brought that on?
I don't know.
I don't remember. But yeah, okay. So what else we got going on? It's been raining here. Whoop whoop. Finally, getting some rain. My pond is screaming. My fish are jumping. They're like, "Thank you, Jesus."
Well, and like we had to get a bale of hay a round bale out last week for the animals, and they have tore it up.
Yep.
But the good thing is, in that time, we've had a little bit of rain, and it was a slow rain at first, so it kind of prepared the ground, and then all of a sudden the heavens just opened up. And when we were walking out today to go check traps, I noticed a lot of green. So that was very, what's the right word? It was comforting to see. It was very comforting to see green coming up, because we haven't had some in so long. I mean, it's been nothing but brown where we are. That's why I couldn't believe y'all did not notice when Jason did his video about the chainsaw, or it was about small engines, right? But the chainsaw one, he was near green grass and nobody said anything about it. It was so funny to me.
No.
Palmetto had the same experience. My uncle taught me how to swim by taking me fishing, letting me think I was getting away with no life jacket, and threw me in the river.
Yeah. So we're getting rain, which is nice.
Yeah.
I've got the starter and the drive shaft out of my truck. I've got the I I had to use that break a bolt, or what is it called? Liquid wrench on my exhaust system on my truck, because I got to pull the exhaust system down to pull the tranny out. And once the tranny's out, I should be able to get to right where that freeze plug is, put in the new one, put it all back up. I got to replace some of the sensors, computer crap sensors that Blaze broke, boys being boys, out there hot dogging it in the pasture. And
but you know, you got to give him this. He did it.
He did. Oh, he got it stuck good.
He did it well.
And so we got to get those replaced so the truck will shift again. And it's all good. Boys will be boys. I ain't mad at him. He's just going to have to pay to get it replaced, and he's going to have to learn how to fix it. That's the consequence. You know, I mean, $20, $30 part really ain't going to break his bank account. You know, but him being up underneath that truck.
When I serviced, I was yelling, I can't swim. And he said, what do you think you're doing right now?
Yep. We're probably going to change the oil, do all the spark plugs. So, but that's about where we are.
If all else fails, blame Blaze.
No, Blaze owns this one.
No, he really does. Because he was hot dogging in the back pasture.
He was cutting donuts.
Yeah, I mean, he was having a good old time. And the thing is, if you've seen, because we've taken pan shots of our pasture at times, and you could see it's a big, wide, open area in that back. And it had been raining, and he gunned it, and he was, I mean, you could see it in the pasture, these big, huge circles. And you could see where he misjudged, and there was an area that was grown up with a bunch of thicket and stuff, and he thought it was just going to be thicket, and instead it dropped off to where it might have been originally been part of the creek. And so when he went down in there, he got stuck. I mean, there was no getting out of it.
Nope.
But one thing I will say about that boy, he took the initiative to get it out.
Yep, he got it out.
He got it out.
He got it out.
Don't forget to tell me how to secure my sliding glass patio doors.
That's, I was going to touch on that right before we closed out, Sugar Mama. That's going to be, we're going to be talking about that in Insomnia Club tonight. We're going to finish up talking about securing the house.
Mel said she broke her finger.
Quit picking your nose. Hauling firewood.
Oh.
But,
alright, we got like 8 minutes.
8 minutes. So, any questions? Any questions about this week's
Put a stick in the track.
videos that we put out? We did, let's see, we did, the product review was the sander, was the Ryobi sander. The predator control was beavers. The what was Wednesday? Wednesday was home maintenance. So that one was on, what was home maintenance on this week? Tool safety.
Tool safety.
And then you had sustainable, which we talked about chickens. And then we had prepping, which was having a plan.
Yes. Rebecca said thank you for having a straight whiteboard tonight. Don't do it. Don't do that. That's not nice. Drives me crazy too. It's hard to find boots and hobbits. No, you leave her alone.
She did that to me the other night. No, it's not fair.
She's not going to be back in time. Have you finished the video you were making on how you wish you were a paratrooper? How do you make a beaver drowning steak?
Okay, Uncle Buck, I was looking to see if...
Angry Hobbit.
if you were,
Oh, you really messed it up. I didn't see it. I couldn't see it. Okay.
Basically, it's about a 3/8 rod.
Uh-huh.
Some people use rebar, and they put a drowning thing. I'm trying to find the dimensions for you for it, but it's just a long rod with a
Paratroopers rock. Are we trying to see how many people go in timeout before we leave? I wish I did. What are you looking for, and how much are you willing to fork out for it? What is that noise?
I don't know. Almost sounds like we're in a basement and they're stomping on the floor in there. See, I don't know Rob Hart that well to put him in timeout.
I don't either. I don't know who Rob Hart is.
I don't know how he would take it.
Everybody that's in here for the first time, that's just a joke. They're laughing in there. I guarantee you, they're probably in their living room, like laughing and joking, probably trying to get Brad to get on.
Mm-hmm. The moment I see it, booyah!
Yes. Deep South will be on next. Uh-oh. Paratroopers make jumper babies. All these kids jump off everything. I believe it. You know what, Sherry? That might be true, because I swear that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
When you find it, send me the link.
There used to be a really good how-to video out there, and I was looking for it, and I can't seem to find it anywhere now.
So Susan's asking, don't you put a noose under the water so the beaver can't get back up and they drown? Something like that.
It's kind of like that.
It's called
it's a drowning rod
kitten.
is what it is, and it's basically a long rod, and it has a washer on it that connects to your trap. When the beaver steps on the foothold trap, he'll go to the bottom, and then when he tries to come back up, that washer kinks and it won't go back up the rod. It'll slide all the way to the bottom freely, but he can't come back up, and he's down there and he'll asphyxiate and die.
Asphyxiate.
That's what I said.
Yes.
Alright, so it's 8:57. Okay, we're going to wrap it on up. We appreciate you guys coming out tonight. Don't forget to go to our website, www.bigbearhomestead.com. Please check out our shop. Do some of your Christmas shopping there.
We would love for you to. We'd love to make you stuff to be able to give to people.
Don't forget, let's hop on over to Danny and Wanda at Deep South Homestead. When you get over there, I want everybody, listen to me now. When you go over there, I don't want you to say, hey, Danny and Wanda, hi, Deep South Homestead. No. I want you guys to go in there and type in, we love tacos. When I get over there, I want to see that whole screen
covered,
filled with we love tacos.
Bye, Brandy.
That's all I want to see.
We love you too, Meemaw.
So, y'all
jump.
Y'all get ready to go on over there. Type in we love tacos. And we will see you guys on Monday. Insomnia Club is going to be right after American Homestead. If he goes off early, then we'll jump on early. All right. Love you guys. Thank you. Have a great night.